What's up, comic book fans, and welcome to Comics Icons. Now, JJ, what they call me, and today we got more gang war. This time with the final battle coming by way of the Amazing Spider-Man number 44. And although there's still one more gang war issue coming with Daredevil, this will pretty much be the end of this war. So by the end of this, we'll finally find out who wins this gang war and becomes the new boss. And if you need to get caught up with how we got here, I'll place a card up top, as well as a link at the end of the video to the complete gang war playlist. But when we last left off in this war, Spider-Man and his gang had entered the fray between the showdown of Madam Mask and the Beetle. But the Beetle's father, Tombstone, ended up knocking her out because he didn't want this life for her. So if you guys are ready to see who finally comes out on top in this gang war event, then you know what time it is. Let's get it. So this issue picks up where the last issue ended, and the heroes are still going at it with Madam Mask's gang. And to the dismay of White Rabbit, Tombstone decides to pull them out of the fight, because if they were to help Spider-Man win, then they all lose. Because there's no way anybody will respect his rule in these streets if he helps the law win. So he sends the rest of the lower level goons in to fight Spidey's team, while he and White Rabbit go back to the shadows. So now the streets have doubled up against the heroes. They almost kind of hit them with that Order 66 treatment from Star Wars. And now it looks bleak for Team Spidey, as the crews all converge in on them. They continue to fight back, but they quickly get overwhelmed. And then comes in Mayor Luke Cage, and he's followed by Spider-Boy and Jackpot, and now it's turned back up. Then we see Nefaria and Silvermane, who still got Spider-Man pinned down. But then they get their sigil shot off by Shotgun, breaking the spell that Madam Mask had over them. And without Madam Mask's spell, they decide that they will take everything from her, including her Spider-Man kill. So they go right back in on the attack against Spider-Man. But then Spidey is rescued by Jackpot and She-Hulk, leaving a one-on-one between Spider-Man and Madam Mask. And as Mask tries to explain to Spider-Man that her victory could have given her control over all the criminals on the island. But now there's going to be nothing but chaos. Spider-Man reminds her that this city is already under chaos, as the city is burning right now. It's going to take months to recover from this. You wanted a war, and war has a cost. And as she goes to charge up her other working gauntlet, Spider-Man webs it shut, causing it to explode, knocking out Madam Mask. And then Rabble, who had been fighting against Spider-Boy and Miles, decides to cut her losses, and she retreats. So she activates a cloaking device, and she rolls the hell up out of this fight. And just like that, this gang war is over, and the heroes have won the day. As we get Shang-Chi and Danny Rand, who apparently have been involved in this fight the whole time, just fighting off panel. And now Danny is pretty ticked off that nobody saw what they just went through. Damn it, he wants full credit. Kung Fu versus a fleet of tanks? Come on. But Luke Cage lets Spidey know that the city of New York owes him for what he's done out here with this war. And Spider-Man makes sure to thank Luke Cage as well for helping him join in with these heroes, even though it was illegal. Though Cage has some good news for Spidey on that front, that Fisk's Law has finally been repealed. As we then see Peter Parker now back at the side of an unconscious Randy, who had been shot at the very beginning of this war because of his fight to get Fisk's Law repealed. So Peter explains that people all over the island called the city council. Even the police union got involved. People took to the streets. They risked their lives to demand action. Just like you did, Randy. But as Parker begins to start feeling all sad again from seeing his friend in this condition, Randy reveals that he's conscious, and he was just messing with Peter. He had actually been awake ever since Spider-Man had visited him and left earlier this morning before he went to go and finish off this war. So now Peter is ecstatic that he's got his boy back, And as Peter starts to catch Robbie up on how things are, Robbie asks about Janice and what happened to her. And Peter admits to him that he doesn't exactly know. In fact, no one does. As we then transition over to the tombstone, just as White Rabbit is telling him that the police didn't get Janice. And she wonders if Janice will even come back, but she and Tombstone had one hell of a disagreement, so who knows? But then Tombstone tells Rabbit that she's got a promotion now though, so she should be pretty happy. As should the rest of the syndicate, because now they're the only gangsters left in New York. This city belongs to them. And then Rabbit reminds them that right now everybody is still licking their wounds, so he won't be challenged for a while. But no one will forget that you fought this war on Spider-Man's side, and that's gonna be trouble. Then Tombstone admits that without Spider-Man, this city would have burned, so he had to turn to Spidey. He was the only one Tombstone could trust to do the right thing, even if it meant helping Tombstone. Like it or not, he showed up for me. I owe him. So when Rabbit asks him, what's he gonna do? Tombstone's response is, I'm gonna beat him to death with my bare hands. Loud and in broad daylight, where everyone can see. No one's gonna remember anything after that. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of this issue and this gang war. Now there's still one more video that I'll be bringing you guys with the final Daredevil tie-in, but that one is really more of an epilogue to this story. But how did you guys feel about this entire gang war event and for it to end with Tombstone back on top? Did you guys think it should be him, or were you hoping for somebody else to win this war? I'm anxious to hear you guys' thoughts on gang war as a whole. But as always, if you guys enjoyed this video and this channel, and you'd like to support the channel, then you guys could do so by joining the Iconic Fan Club channel membership. And there'll be a link in the description to join, but with your membership, you'll gain access to weekly interactive live streams with yours truly. Right in front of the camera, we could discuss everything that's been going down in these issues, as well as other issues that you'd like for me to go over in the future, and other comic book news as well. Plus, in addition to that, you guys will get loyalty badges, member shout outs in these videos, and more. Or you can donate to the channel with a super thanks. And if you're not able to do that, then you can still be a tremendous help to the channel by dropping a like, share, and subscribing to Comics Icons for more icons in the comic book world. But ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I'm out. Peace.